May we now felicitate our esteemed guest, Dr. Shashank Sekhar Sinha. Your presence today, amidst busy schedules and professional commitments, is not only a great honor but also a source of profound encouragement to all of us. In Indian tradition, the lighting of the ceremonial lamp signifies the journey from ignorance to wisdom, from darkness to light. It is both a spiritual and symbolic act, a reverence to knowledge, clarity, and consciousness. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyoti gamaya, mrityor ma amritam gamaya. With this profound invocation, I'd like to request Professor Sarit K. Chaudhary to inaugurate the conference by lighting the auspicious lamp. All other esteemed dignitaries on the stage are also requested to kindly step forward for the lighting of the ceremonial lamp, marking the formal inauguration of this international conference on paradigms of consciousness and its cultural and aesthetic expressions. This act of lighting the lamp will be accompanied by chanting of Sanskrit shlokas by Dr. Vishnu Mohan, Assistant Professor of Sanskrit, Cooch College, who will be assisted by Mr. Vishal Singh, a renowned Pakawaj player.
Video, audio on the mic, please. Excuse me, audio. Your video নিচ্ছে? হ্যাঁ আমি নিচ্ছি।
Namami Samisa Brahma Vedo Adamni Gunamni Vikalpam Niriham Chidakashavakashavasam Pradeham Nirakaram Karam Brahma Veda Sarupam Ushakati Sankashamokam Gabhiram Manokoti Prabhasi Shairam Suram Moli Kallolini Charu Ganga Nashadevana Vare Nānam Nīlakandham Dayalu Ekāvīsa Charamambaram Mundamalam Priyam Shankara शङ्करं सर्वदाहं भजामि ईशमीशाननिर्वाणरूपं ब्रह्मवेदस्वरूपम् प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रगल्भं परेशं प्रखण्डं वनभानुकोटिप्रकाशं त्रयशूलनिर्मूलनिष्मूलमाणिं भजेऽहं यमामि गतिभावि सदा सार्जनानन्ददातापुरारि चिदानन्दसङ्गोपहारि प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मधुमतारि समीशान् निर्वाणरूपं ब्रह्मवेदो स्वरूपं ब्रह्मस्वरूपं न यावत् पुमानात्मपादारविन्दं भजन्ति गुलोके वरेवानरानं न तावत् शुभं शान्तिसन्तापनाशं प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूतादिवासि सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतोऽयं जराजन्मदुःखमानोऽप्यमानं प्रभो वाहियामि नमामि सशम्भो ईशमीशान्निर्वाणरूपम् ब्रह्मवेदो स्वरूपं ब्रह्मवेदो स्वरूपम् रुद्राष्टकमिदं प्रक्तं विप्रेण हरतु श्रये ये पठन्ति नरा भक्त्या तेषां सम्भो प्रसीदति इति तुलसीदासमिदं रुद्राष्टकं सम्पूर्णम्.
This divine invocation truly inspires a great round of applause. As this sacred flame is kindled, may it inspire within us the light of insight, unity, and enduring inquiry. Thank you, respected guests. Let us now commence this session formally. I'd like to request Dr. Pankaj Kumar Devnath to extend the formal welcome address to our honored guests, participants, and academic delegates. We are quite fortunate to have amongst us Sri Jagadish Chandra Barma Basunia, President Governing Body of Cooch Behar College, and Honorable Member of Parliament, Cooch Behar Parliamentary Constituency, and also the President of this conference. I'd like to request the students of our department to welcome him as well as felicitate him. Let us now commence this session formally. I'd like to request Dr. Panchanan to extend the formal welcome address to our honored guests, participants, and academic delegates.
Good evening. I am really honored to welcome all of you present here. In the dais, we had Professor Sri Vishnu Honorable Vice Chancellor, Alipurduar University, who just has inaugurated this prestigious conference. We have with us Sri Barma, Member of Parliament, Cooch Behar Parliamentary Constituency, and also the President of the governing body of our Cooch Behar College. He will preside over this particular session. We have with us Swami Sri Prasad Ji, Managing Trustee, Sri Vishnu Mohan Foundation, Chennai. In the dais, we are very delighted that Dr. Shekhar Singha, historian, Publishing Director, Ruthless South Asia, he is also present here. And in front of the dais, the distinguished academician and researchers and also the students, the member of governing body of Cooch Behar College, the teachers and the students present here. This is a joint collaboration. For the second time, we have been assigned this duty to organize this prestigious conference of Caesurae, and we are very, very impressed that the authority of Caesurae, especially we are very thankful to Professor Joyita Sen-Gupta, who has given the consent to organize this prestigious seminar in our college. And for these 3 days, from 9 to 11, if all the people will be with us, and we will be happy if there is any mistakes or if you find anything that from our organizers, please try to behave with the things. And today, actually, the semester exam of university is going on, and students are coming, and from 11 onward there will be exam. So we are really very busy in this exam also. More than 40,000 students are appearing in these sessions. So I think hopefully this particular seminar will bring more academic deliberations, and this will help the researchers and also the students particularly. And I think that it will be a very grand, successful occasions during these 3 days. Thank you, all of you present.
Thank you so much, sir, for your warm and inclusive welcome. Your words have beautifully opened the doors of what promises to be a vibrant exchange of ideas. Next, I would like to request Sri Jagadish Chandra Barma, the President of this conference, to deliver the presidential address.
নমস্কার, প্রথমেই আমি ক্ষমা চেয়ে নিচ্ছি যে আমার আসতে প্রায় আধা ঘন্টা লেট হয়ে গেছে। আজকে আমাদের কুচবিহার কলেজের ব্যবস্থাপনায় যে 3 দিন ব্যাপী সেমিনার হচ্ছে, তারাই মঞ্চে উপস্থিত আছে মাননীয় ভাইস চ্যান্সেলর আলিপুরদুয়ার ইউনিভার্সিটি প্রফেসর শরীফ কুমার চৌধুরী, উপস্থিত আছেন স্বামী শ্রী প্রসাদ জি, ম্যানেজিং ট্রাস্টি বিষ্ণু মোহন ফাউন্ডেশন, চেন্নাই, नमस्कार महाराज जी, नमस्कार। प्रोफेसर जोईता सेनगुप्त, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इंग्लिश, CBPU डायरेक्टर, दीपंकर पाल, रजिस्ट्रार इंचार्ज, इंस्पेक्टर ऑफ कॉलेज, कुचबिहार पंचानन बर्मा विश्वविद्यालय, डॉक्टर शशांक शेखर सिन्हा, हिस्टोरियन পাবলিশিং ডাইরেক্টর, প্রত্যেকই আমি আপনারা যারা ডিস্ট্রিবিউট গেস্ট আছে প্রত্যেকই আমি আন্তরিকভাবে অভিনন্দন জানাই, ধন্যবাদ জানাই যে আমাদের কুচবিহার কলেজ এই সেমিনার যৌথভাবে অর্গানাইজ করছে। চেন্নাইয়ের বিষ্ণু মোহন ফাউন্ডেশন এবং অলসো আমরা প্রত্যেকেই 3 দিন ধরে এই সেমিনারে বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে আলোচনা হবে। তো আপনারা প্রত্যেকেই যারা অধ্যাপকরা আছেন, অধ্যাপিকারা আছেন এবং ছাত্রছাত্রীরাও পিছনে বসে আছেন, প্রত্যেকেই আপনারা এই 3 দিন ধরে এই সেমিনারের বিষয়ে আপনারা অংশ নেবেন এবং সেমিনারের বিষয়ে আপনাদের প্রত্যেকের হৃদয়ঙ্গম করার চেষ্টা করবেন। এবং আমরা চাই যে আলোচনার মধ্য দিয়ে যে জিনিসটা বেরিয়ে আসবে, প্রত্যেকটা সেমিনারে একটা মূল টপিক থাকে যেটা নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করব এবং যেটা থেকে যে জিনিসটা বেরিয়ে আসবে সেটার জন্য আমরা প্রত্যেকের কাছে বা যে উদ্দেশ্যে আমরা সেমিনার করছি তার যাতে ইমপ্লিমেন্টেশন আমরা সঠিকভাবে করতে পারি তার জন্য প্রত্যেকেই আন্তরিকভাবে কৃতজ্ঞ থাকতে হবে, আন্তরিকভাবে চেষ্টা করতে হবে। আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাবো আমাদের মাননীয় অধ্যক্ষ মহোদয় পঙ্কজ দেবনাথ মহাশয়কে, যিনি এই কলেজের একদম শুরু থেকে উনি আছেন এবং এখানে অধ্যক্ষ হিসেবে কাজ করছেন। কলেজের একটা ডেভেলপমেন্টের ক্ষেত্রে ওনার একটা ভূমিকা আছে এবং আমি শব্দ গভর্নিং বডির প্রেসিডেন্ট হয়ে এসেছি। আপনারা শুনলেন আমি লোকসভার সাংসদ এবারে 2024 নির্বাচনে নির্বাচিত হয়েছি এবং কুচবিহারের মানুষ আমাকে আশীর্বাদ করে সাংসদ তৈরি করেছে কুচবিহারের উন্নয়নের জন্য। আমি আপনাদের সঙ্গে আছি, সাথে আছি এবং সেমিনার 100% সফল হোক এই কামনা করে সবাইকে আমার আন্তরিক অভিনন্দন জানিয়ে আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করছি। ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you, sir, for your profound insights and visionary thoughts. It is now my privilege to invite Professor Sadid K. Chaudhary, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Alipurduar University, to deliver an inaugural speech that we are sure will enrich our understanding and inspire our journey ahead.
Once again, good morning to all of you. Honorable Member of Parliament, Sri Vishnu Mohan Foundation, esteemed Acharya Swami Hariprasad ji, the Principal of Coochbehar College, Dr. Pankaj Devnath, Professor Joita Sengupta, who is the chief architect of this 3 days seminar, Pankaj Sinha, who is representing Shashank Sinha, who is representing the Udej Publication House, esteemed scholars who are representing different institutions, dignitaries, and perhaps the most important component of these 3 days program, the students who are largely representing this college, and the media friends. On behalf of the Alipurduar University, let me once again say that I really feel privileged to be part of this 3 days wonderful seminar which deals with paradigms of consciousness and its cultural and aesthetic expressions. I just like to put it forward that some of you must be aware that I became part of this institution called the Alipurduar University just 3 months back. In fact, yesterday I have completed 3 months, but I remained associated with what we call the India's Northeast for last more than 30 years. Initially, I remained in Shillong and then shifted to a state called Arunachal Pradesh. And I remained there in the lone central university of the state called Rajiv Gandhi University, which is a central university in fact. And in between, I remained part of a national museum called Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Manav Sangrahalaya, which is also called National Museum of Mankind. I'm sure most of us who are right now here, we are aware about another 2 national museums of our country, which is located in Calcutta and in Delhi. But the largest national museum of our country is located in Bhopal, built upon 200 acres of land. And I think that is the museum which has started what we call a new museum movement in our country, significantly changing our conventional perception of museum. And I feel I was privileged to be part of that National Museum as a director for more than 5 years, 5 years, 2 months exactly. So, this background, perhaps being an anthropologist, let me tell it very categorically, did my course in the University of Calcutta perhaps give me some kind of space to come and largely to listen what is happening to this 3 days seminar which deals with a wonderful topic which is not any subject specific and which perhaps cross the disciplinary boundaries of what we conventionally think of. It's not English or literature centric. I think at the end of the day, it talks about the human consciousness, irrespective of the cultural boundaries of the community and the political boundaries of the nation state. As you understand, being a new person with an institution, I feel most of you are aware of, I'm part of a university which has a college, legacy of a college from 1957. So transforming a college to a university, those who are senior persons here can understand, that comes with lot of challenges, lot of baggages. So I'm trying to deal with that kind of critical element involved in the process. But because of Professor Joyita Sengupta, she was insisting me to come and join and speak. And finally, I have seen I was incorporated in the sense of giving a plenary address. So whatever I like to say in relation to my understanding about what I will say, the collective consciousness of the people whom we have fashionably categorized as tribe, which we may call as the Adivashis, or in the international forum, what we call the indigenous people today. I'll try to deal with that in terms of the plenary address, but as there are so many senior people are speaking here, I will say that will be a kind of an footnote of a plenary address, which is supposed to be in terms of its expansion, in terms of its intricacies. But at the beginning, let me congratulate not only the Department of English, the college, or the other institutions who could imagine the possibility of having such an important seminar, and being the part of that seminar in the inaugural session, I feel again myself privileged, and I hope what our Honorable Member of Parliament already talked about, that whatever we discussed in 3 days, that will not remain confined to these 4 walls. The organizer must, I believe, they will take care of its possible extension in the form of placing it to the public domain, maybe in the form of an publication, or in terms of the future possibilities which this institution can take care. That will be the real outcome of this involvement. And in the process, if some of us who are representing different institutions, I came to know there are people, senior scholars from the Bardhaman University also. If some of us goes back to our institution with some of the ideas which is generated out of these deliberations, and try to think of and take forward those issues in terms of our institutional locations, I think that will be the real outcome of such seminar. And with this elementary comments, let me once again congratulate all of you collectively and each one of you individually for being part of such a wonderful occasion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your invaluable speech. Your words have not only added depth to this inaugural session, but will also resonate throughout the days of this conference. The central theme of this conference is both vast and visionary. To offer us a glimpse into the intellectual landscape we are about to explore, I invite Professor Joyita Sengupta, Department of English, which we have Panchanan Barma University, Director of Center for Indian Arts and Cultural Studies, CPBBU, and President of Caesurae Collective Society, to introduce the theme of the conference.
Thank you so much, Prabhajati. With my due respect to all the dignitaries of the dais and my fellow colleagues, friends, and all the research scholars and all the members of the Cooch College Department of English, Principal of the college, Dr. Pankaj Detnath, who has been giving me the support to organize Caesurae Collective Society's conference for the second time here, despite the various odds that we have been facing because of the university examination, which could not be rescheduled to a different time. It's been a challenge for all of us to hold the conference here and in these days. So I'm extremely grateful to Department of English, Cooch College, and to the principal, Dr. Cooch, who is a joint director with the Center for Indian Arts and Cultural Studies in the university where I'm affiliated with presently. So I thank all of you for joining us here to make this event a success, despite all odds, despite everything that might have happened. So I'm particularly thankful to Professor Chaudhary, who came from Alipur despite being the Vice Chancellor, new Vice Chancellor, with the various challenges that he might be facing, and to the member of the Parliament, sir, and to a dear friend, Shashank, who has come all the way from Delhi, and to all the members of Caesurae Collective Society who have come from different parts of India. And we also have somebody from Taiwan, a researcher who's come a long way to attend this conference. Thanks to all of you who have joined us today and will be with us for tomorrow and day after. Thanks to all of you. Regarding the theme of the conference, we owe a lot to a young researcher who gave me the idea, Shostik Banerjee. He's from the philosophy department of Calcutta University. So he actually gave us this idea about consciousness studies, of which we were not actually aware. And then he wonderfully told me that consciousness studies has no war with cultural studies. And we both could be, put together. And I also owe a lot to Professor Prakash Joshi, who fine-tuned the theme of the conference. So it has been a joint work. It has been absolutely a joint work because Shostik is representing Vishnu Mohan Foundation and the rest of us from Caesurae. We kind of tuned in with this particular theme, honed on it, and developed the concept note. So the idea is when we talk about consciousness studies, it is related to our daily, daily walks of life. It is related to the various parts of our life. So it is not particularly dealing with religion per se, but it is talking about spirituality, it is talking about history, it is talking about culture studies, it is talking about the various fields related to our life, music, performing arts, and we have been able to ensemble all the different disciplines together under the umbrella of consciousness studies. And so the theme of the conference is Paradigms of Consciousness and its Cultural and Aesthetic Expressions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your thoughtful articulation of the theme. Your insights provide an essential context for the discussions that lie ahead. Next, I would like to call upon Sri Pallab Kumar Sarkar, Assistant Professor of English, Cooch Behar College, and the convener of the organizing committee of this conference, to provide a brief overview of the academic framework and interdisciplinary scope of this 3-day event.
9 2
Good morning, distinguished guests, respected scholars,
9
fellow delegates, artists,
0
and friends.
4
On behalf of the Department of English, Cooch Behar College, I extend my on the stage, especially Mr. Jagadish Chandra Barma Bostonia, Honorable President of the Governing Body, Cooch Behar College, and Member of Parliament, Cooch Behar Parliamentary Constituency. I also extend my thankfulness to Professor Sri K. Chaudhary, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Alipurduar University, Swami Sri Hari Prasad, from Vishnu Mohan Foundation, Professor Joita Sengupta, Professor Shashank Shekhar, and of course, our Honorable Principal Dr. Pankaj Kumar Devnath to be present here. So it is with great honor and profound joy that I welcome all of you to this pivotal conference on paradigms of consciousness and its cultural and aesthetic expressions. As the convener of this organizing committee, I feel a deep sense of responsibility and indeed excitement as we embark on a journey of inquiry that bridges the realms of the philosophical and the perceptible, the abstract and the embodied. Consciousness, the most intimate and yet elusive dimension of human experience, has long fascinated scholars, scientists, and artists alike. It is the canvas upon which all perception is painted, the vessel of memory, imagination, and identity. Across time and cultures, consciousness has been understood and expressed in myriad ways, through language and ritual, through symbols and stories, through music, dance, and visual art. We believe that cultural expressions, whether in the form of indigenous knowledge systems, musical traditions, or contemporary creative practices, offer unique insights into how different societies perceive reality, the self, and the transcendent. These expressions are not mere reflection of consciousness, but are themselves modes of consciousness, living languages that speak of joy, struggle, transformation, and transcendence. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our keynote speakers, presenters, collaborators, all participants, and especially all the teachers of Cooch Behar College of English department as well as from other departments, our members, teachers representative of the governing body of Cooch Behar College, our secretary of the Teachers Council, our coordinator of IQSC Cooch Behar College, everybody who have traveled distances, literal as well as metaphorical, to be here. Your presence enriches the gathering. So let this conference, a confluence of ideas, insights, and inspirations, may we listen deeply, speak thoroughly, and live with renewed clarity and purpose. With regards to everybody, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for mapping out the rich academic journey ahead of us. The thoughtful curation of themes and sessions promises an engaging and intellectually rewarding experience. And now, we arrive at a moment we have all been waiting for with great anticipation and reverence. It is our divine fortune to have with us Swami Sri Hari Prasad Ji, Managing Trustee and founder of Sri Vishnu Mohan Foundation, Chennai, and a spiritual guide whose words are like rays of wisdom. We humbly request him to bless us with his Anugraha Bhashana.
Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Forgive me for not standing up and addressing all of you, but I'm not keeping well, so I have to sit and talk better. Namasarvebhya, to all the distinguished people on and off the dais, my namaskara. I am very happy to be here, and actually, when Joita spoke about this, though you have plans for this some months ago, I was wondering how she would be able to get sufficient speakers and what they would speak about. But seeing the list of speakers and the subjects. I'm very, very impressed by how she has done it. And it's essentially her success, the success of this conference. So she has been going about persuading everyone to come, seeing that they come, backed up with by Bhaskarji. And I wasn't sure whether I would be able to make it because I have a conference which we have organized ourselves on the 11th morning. So I was not sure, but she just said, no, you have to come. You must be here. So I said, yes. She said, no, I want a loud yes. So then I said a loud yes. And then I came. I reached Chennai day for yesterday afternoon, and then yesterday morning I came here. So, by the grace of Bhagavati, this exploration of consciousness should be enlightening for everyone, the speakers, the listeners, and when we speak, we also find various other thoughts coming to us. When we write, we find thoughts coming from us. Upanishads tell us Prajnanam Brahma. Brahma is consciousness. So then we should investigate this. So when I was a boy, I read a book called Languages of the Brain, in which he said that the brain is like a radio station. It tunes to various levels of consciousness at various times. And then at death, it switches off. So this is very explanatory how we can see various people who have, when they go to, say, an art exhibition, various people have various experiences of it. They experience it in a different way because their consciousness are different. And then to a person who sees, we all know the story of Yudhishthira and Duryodhana. When they were sent out to look at the world and come back, Yudhishthira saw good everywhere. Duryodhana saw bad everywhere because of their respective consciousnesses. So this is how it is. We can tune ourselves, we can with meditation, concentration and relaxation of the bonds of the world, we can tune ourselves to different levels of reality. So many times they say about there was a certain composer, he used to compose very well. Then he started drinking and then his output became even better. And then finally it became to a level that he could not compose unless he drank. Because when he drank, those chemicals in the liquor affected his brain. And it was tuned to a different level of consciousness. There lived the Gandharvas and the Apsaras. So the Gandharvas gave him that those wonderful lyrics which he gave us later. And such was his detachment and his devotion to God. Even when he was dying and he did not have these artificial stimulants, he was able to, lying in the ICU with tubes in his mouth, take in his hand, write beautiful lyrics also. Because that original gift was there. He obscured it by drinking and giving. There also, because the gift for lyrics was there, it took him to the Gandharva Loka and he received it. So all these lokas are different layers of consciousness where you can get it and get various information. Also, it can also lead us to even levels of consciousness which pull us down. So that is why Patanjali said by meditation, one can get the effect. One can get the effect which you get by intoxicants or by drugs also, by just plain meditation and surrender. Unfortunately, my time is very limited. I have to rush. My flight is at 4 o'clock from Bangalore. Otherwise, I would have liked to speak more about this. And maybe one day, next time when Jaida has a program on consciousness, I'll speak on yoga Upanishads and consciousness, and how to switch levels of consciousness. I've done that as a boy. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Narayan. May Shri Krishna promise to, Shri Sadguru promise to. May Bhagavati bless this conference.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your profound and soul-stirring words. Your wisdom transcends boundaries and reminds us of the deeper dimensions of consciousness that go beyond academic discourse. We are now privileged to hear from Dr. Shashank Shekhar Sinha, an eminent historian, author, and publishing director, Rootlet, South Asia.
Thank you. Distinguished members of the day and my friends in the audience. A very good morning to you. Let me first begin by thanking the organizers for making me a part of the organizing this conference and making me a part of this program. I have been a part of Consciousness Studies program for a different institutions called NIAS, National Institute of Advanced Studies in Bangalore, which is rooted in the philosophy department. So the NIAS studies, they have consciousness program studies, basically, and I was associated with the doctoral advisory committee. So I was assigned 6 students, but this was very rigorous academic sessions spread over a period of 2 to 3 years. So which were interspersed with talks. Now, while I have the privilege of associating with the Consciousness Studies program, I did not have the chance to see consciousness studies from a perspective of a 360 degree. And that is what I find as one of the very striking points of today's conference in this year. Consciousness studies is very critical, I've come to realize, for a more holistic understanding of societies, of life situations, in the language of history, where I'm a student of history, for understanding the intangible between what we call tangible. Yet, unfortunately, it has gained visibility, consciousness studies has gained visibility in some disciplines more than others. So, philosophy, psychology, literature, and parts of sciences as well. And this brings me to the second very striking point I found in this conference, is that how it brings together a gamut of experiences from academia, spiritualism, industry experts, and performing arts to present a kind of a 360-degree view as of what I was talking about of consciousness studies. And when I talk about academia, I am very conscious that it also talks about the intersections between sciences and social sciences and humanities. Caesurae has already done a very substantive work in this area and the related areas, and with their openness to conversations from different parties and voices, and the passion and commitment to bring about voices and experience from different walks of life, I'm sure that augurs very well for the discipline, but very well for the area and the discipline and related studies in general. I thank you again for making me a part of this program, and I congratulate the organizations on organizing a conference, an international conference, as a theme of such a critical importance. And I greatly look forward to learning over the next 2-3 days. Thank you very much.
I just forgot to mention that we had another section of the conference a little earlier, the virtual presentations by the speakers from different parts of the world. It was live streamed and it is still there in the Caesurae channel. So those of you who missed that, you can go to the Caesurae channel and listen to the speakers. Swamiji has to go because he has a flight to catch at 4. So we have to bear with this, and then we can continue with the session.
Thank you, Dr. Shashank Shigasina, for your illuminating address. Your words have not only enriched our understanding of the academic and cultural dimensions of consciousness, but have also encouraged us to reimagine how knowledge is curated, shared, and sustained in the contemporary world. Good things must come to a pause, only to be resumed with greater vigor. I now invite Kedar to listen.
স্যার ফোন এসছে পরে এসছে এখন তো স্যার মোটামুটি তো শেষ হয়ে গেল স্যার এখানে কেন আছে